Mic check, mic check.
Mic check.
You're recording?
Uh-huh.
Bienvenidos, amigos, and welcome back to another episode of the More Life Diaries podcast. And today we have the first of its kind. We're answering your questions on the Podskis. So we've gathered a bunch of questions from our previous videos that you guys have been asking. As always, drop your questions down below and we'll answer them to the best of our abilities based on our experience. And we're planning on doing, our regular podcast where we just chit chat, maybe like every couple of weeks, eventually turning them into live Q&As. So let us know down in the comments if that's something you'd be into, if you would tune into that. But again, this is a podcast, so there'll be no videos of anything, just us here answering questions. If that's your thing, hit the subscribe button. If that's not your thing, we have a lot of other videos you can check out.
Or maybe it is your thing and you should just try it.
Yeah, try it. It's the first time for everything. So we'll start with the first question here. We've heard the mosquitoes are pretty bad in PV and that they get significantly worse during rainy season. What's been your experience with mosquitoes?
Mosquitoes. The first place we stayed at, our Airbnb, which was all the way up the hill and surrounded by trees, there was a lot of mosquitoes there, I would say. And that was sort of at the beginning of dry season, but there was still a lot. We were also on the first floor, so it just kind of had the humidity where we were. Our last place, it wasn't. Okay, the weird thing about mosquitoes is back home in Canada, I would get attacked by mosquitoes all the time, and now it's opposite. So my experience where Mark never got bites back home, and now he gets all the bites here. So my experience here has been, it's not too bad overall.
I think overall it hasn't been too bad. There's been nights where, we wake up and we're all bit all over the place. But for the most part, I can't say that it was an everyday thing.
Yeah.
Or that it was really, really bad.
To keep in mind, where we were staying previously, our old apartment, we, during the hot rainy season, we would leave all the windows and even doors open overnight just to let the air go through. And I mean, the air comes through and so do the mosquitoes.
Yeah.
So
otherwise, a bite, a bite here and there. At our place now, we moved here at kind of the tail end of rainy season.
And we're closer to the jungle.
The jungle, and it hasn't really been too bad here either. So our experience with mosquitoes is that they're not that bad. I remember, summers in Toronto's, the mosquitoes were significantly worse. And the mosquitoes here are very small. You can't even see them. They just fly by your ear. You hear them.
Yeah.
But I've seen maybe 2 mosquitoes since I've been here, but they're, I'd wake up with 4 or 5 bites.
There have been cases of dengue here though. So whatever you can do to kind of protect yourself, I would recommend.
Moving on. Awesome video. Thank you. How can you have your vehicle down there for so long? So a lot of questions in regards to having the car in the country legally. Basically, when you cross the border, you get a temporary import permit, which is good for as long as your visa is. So once you get to wherever you're going, if you are getting a temporary residency, you then have to register your car. So you do that at the registration office. And then every single time you renew your residency, which is first year. And then I think, if I'm not mistaken, the second time will be for 3 years and your tip will also renew for 3 years. So it kind of follows your residency. You don't have to import your car or sell it and buy a Mexican car or get Mexican plates until you get permanent residency. So you can have your car here until you get permanency. It's not an issue at all. You can have your foreign plates. We have our foreign plates on right now. Hey guys, stumble upon your video. Love it. Thank you. I have a wife and 2 kids and hoping to make the move. My spouse isn't sold on the idea. Did the 2 of you both agree initially, or did one of you convince the other?
So basically at first it was just a decision that we wanted to move. We looked at a few places, United States, and then we started to look in Mexico. So I don't remember how we came across PV, but we basically both agreed that we were interested in trying and starting out here. But with the kind of understanding that it might not be what we want and that we were
Mhm.
open to finding out that we were wrong. We were open to trying a different, city or two if we didn't like this one. So I think we decided together on Puerto Vallarta.
Mhm.
Um, and then also decided and agreed, I guess we should say, that we would revisit that decision, not just
Yeah.
be like, well, we're here, so we're here, and like that's it. And it's still something that we are kind of open to.
Yeah, I think the most important part with you know, us or if you're making this type of decision is that you're both in agreement that you want change and that you want to move. You want to change your current situation. So trying to convince the other that's, happy or at peace with what they have and where they are, um, is not necessarily the way to go. I think for us, we both really wanted this change. We
Mhm.
both wanted to leave Toronto, and just figuring out where was the next place was not so much of a challenge because, like Kathleen said, we've like always accepted that if it wasn't here, then we just pack up and go somewhere else. And now that we're here, we're very happy, and we're for now going to use PV as a home base and travel around, keeping options open
Mhm.
to maybe another city in Mexico. Like we love Mexico, so I don't see us moving out of Mexico, but seeing, what else is out there within Mexico. There's so much to see, there's so much to do. We've haven't scratched the surface at all or even begun to since we've just mostly been in PV. But yeah, I think just to avoid any future resentment, um, you guys both need to be on the same page with wanting change, wanting to move. And sometimes that doesn't even mean moving out of country. Maybe sometimes that just means like moving out of your town or moving houses to something that suits your lifestyle better.
But if you are on the same page as that already, but it's just maybe Mexico that both haven't decided on, I would suggest coming here for a month, renting an
Mhm.
Airbnb, just trying to get like an idea of what it would be like to live here or whatever other town that you're exploring.
And a
Because
lot of oh, sorry to cut you off. A lot of people that have reached out are doing just that.
Mhm.
They're coming here for a month. They're staying at Airbnbs, and just my advice to that is to, you know, live like you're on vacation for a week, and then get into a routine that you would if you were living here full time.
Like try to see what your daily lives would be
Mhm.
like, yeah, find a routine for exercise, grocery shopping.
Mhm.
Yeah, like ball out the first week, get it all out of your system, and then just try to like set up a normal life and see if that's something you'd like. Reach out to other families in terms of this just to get ideas for school options because there are so many here. Um, there's actually sort of a side note, there is a really good WhatsApp group in Puerto Vallarta for parents, or I mean, you don't really necessarily have to be a parent, but it's mostly families. So if you had questions about school options, childcare, all that kind of stuff. It's a great place to ask, and people are very happy to share their experiences.
Mm.
I mean, you have to also take it with a grain of salt because everyone has different experiences.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say, come here, meet some people, and see if it's the right fit for you.
Yeah, for sure. Next question is, when I came to Mexico last year, they only gave me 3 month visa, and I was staying with Mexican family friends. It's hard to live there now without showing them that you have earned loads of money. It would really be nice to live a little bit longer. So, um, in regards to the traveler's visa, we've seen a ton of comments in Facebook groups like, "Hey, I only got 1 month, but I booked my Airbnb for 6 months." Or I got a couple months. It really depends when you're crossing on who you get. Now that everything is digital, I don't know if it's digital at every entry point because before it was just a number written down on paper based on how the guy felt that day.
Yeah.
But I think most places are now digital. Comment if it's otherwise, but I think for the most part they do give 6 months.
And I would just confirm, like while you're there, be like, how long is this for? And just make sure that they understand if you have a Airbnb for 2 months, like you need at least that, um, you need at least that long
Of a
what do you
stay,
call it?
yeah, of a,
Yeah, uh, traveler
travel
visa.
visa. Yeah.
So yeah, like just in the moment, make sure you're confirmed. Because I think now with the digital one, I don't even know if you see it, so you wouldn't know that you were overstaying if you can't see it and you didn't ask. So worth
Mm.
asking, worth disputing, if you want to call it that, if you need more time.
And
Um,
like have a valid excuse, because I think the people that do get lower stays are probably people that have kind of abused it. So they kind of come in and out all of the time. Just have a valid excuse. Be like, hey, I would like 6 months. I'm staying here. I'm here to learn Spanish and
mhm.
study and just travel around a little bit. Those types of things. I would avoid saying anything work related, like, hey, I'm here to be like a digital nomad or work
Yeah.
within the country. That's, yeah, that's like our best advice. Let us know if you've ever had any issues
Or if
in the
you've like
comments, or if you have, yeah,
had
your
to like
story.
kind of defend your reason for having more months, if you have to do that, that would be interesting
Yeah.
to hear those experiences.
Yeah. We're just like basing this off of our experience, um, and our friends' experience and stuff
Mhm.
that we've heard. Um, in most Mexican states, we call it cafe con piquete, coffee with tequila or mezcal. So we put out a video where we went to this coffee shop right near here, and the guy that was there was giving us like they're distributors of coffee and mezcal, and he was
Tequila.
brewing his own tequila and his own.
And he gave us samples for
He
all of
gave us
them.
lots of samples, so it's funny. This person just says that
I
it's a
think he
thing in Mexico.
I think he might have said something about that, but we were kind of buzzed. And like,
Yeah, he's like, let me put a
there was
shot
a
of
lot,
mezcal in your
and there was
coffee.
a lot going
Yeah.
on. But
Uh,
thank you for letting. Now I know.
Another comment, this person says, "Oh my God, I'm plant based, and the states would not have been able to pay rent if I had paid the amount of those veggies and fruits." In regards to our video going to tianguis, buying fruits and vegetables, and it was the same for us in Toronto. Like buying fruits and vegetables was almost out of budget
Yeah.
before we left, and here you go to markets or your little tiendita wherever you're living, and it's like organic grade stuff for the most part
Mhm.
and significantly cheaper. So like if you are plant-based, or if you're not, if you just enjoy vegetables, like we
Fruits
enjoy
and
fruits,
vegetables.
yeah, it's like very reasonably priced. Whereas if you were to go to a farmer's market or something and get something directly from a farmer
In
in
Canada.
Canada, it's like twice the amount that you'll pay in a grocery store. So we can't even afford it.
Yeah.
And here we can afford to support local
Mhm.
because it is
Most
the
economic one.
economic way.
But
Yeah.
I want to add to that, like that is an area that I see the most like variation in terms of prices, like fruits
Hmm.
and vegetables at the tianguis versus fruits and vegetables at one of the supermarkets, and then even within the fruits and vegetable category, local versus anything imported. Um, Anything local, like if you're going to live here, I would advise learning local recipes and trying local fruits in season. You'll save a lot of money, and you'll obviously hopefully enjoy the new things that you're discovering.
Yeah.
If you like to cook, it's a great way. Like it's even more reason to learn how to cook like traditional Mexican dishes.
Mhm.
Um, Even if they're not, you put your own flair on it, or they're not as good as, somebody from here making them. Like, don't be shy about that. Just do it. Like you'll save a lot of money that way. And even within like very like looking at different supermarkets, I find like it can
Mhm.
really drastically change the prices. So
Yeah, like an expensive supermarket, La Comer, like you're going to pay premium prices
mhm.
for not necessarily premium product, just because it is the higher end supermarket. The
Or
same thing
just
with
like
Costco.
equal product to what you would find in the tianguis or another grocery
Yeah.
store like Lay.
And then you go to tianguis, there are little like grocery stores basically that are just pop up. And there are farmers selling fresh pineapple right out of their pickup truck or
Mhm.
jackfruit, um, whatever it may be. And it's like, it feels good regardless of the price, just supporting those people, but the prices do happen to be a lot less than what you'd pay in a supermarket or grocery store.
Mhm.
So it is the one that's more worth it for us, and it's a little bit more work because
And
you're not.
honestly, though, like the lines move faster in the tianguis. Like the
Yeah.
lines in the grocery stores take forever. That's it. That's all I want to
Yeah,
say. Like
they do. They move fast. They're efficient.
it's a more efficient time in the tianguis.
So next one is a comment in regards to an older podcast we did about raising children. So we absolutely love the update about life with kids in Vallarta. My husband and I are considering relocating to Mexico with our toddlers. Can't really find any YouTubers covering parent specific content. So it's useful. And yeah, just saying that they like the channel. So we don't know of any other YouTubers really covering like family life here. Let us know down in the comments if you guys watch anyone else. But more importantly, let us know what type of stuff you'd like for us to cover in terms of parenting in PV. We've gotten asked the question before to like go into schools and do a full blown documentary on the different types of schools. We're not going to do that respectfully.
It's
We're
just like hard to get in there.
and it's not part of our experience per se, like trying to figure out all of the different schools. We did some research and we're very comfortable with what we've decided
Mhm.
to send our kids, and we don't also want to give like information like that. That's very subjective. That's
Yeah, like
yeah.
just in terms of schools, like I'll kind of do a brief answer. There are a lot of different options. There are, traditional options here. Like obviously there's the public schools and there's private schools that cater to well, they're for everyone, but a lot of them will have like an American curriculum or a British curriculum, and it's something equivalent that you could go back to your home country and apply to post-secondary if that was what your child or you want. There's Montessori, there's nature schools, there's learning pods, there's homeschooling pods, there's schools that focus on entrepreneurial skills. There's a lot of different things here, and that's one of the reasons why we're not trying to go do that documentary style thing. It's also very hard. Like the schools here are very secure in that there's like sometimes a security person there. Like you can't just waltz in. It would be something that we'd have to make appointments for and this type of
Mhm.
thing. And they, like
There,
filming a child's area and stuff like that.
yeah.
They might not
And
appreciate
there's
that.
so much information online, like where, just a little bit of research on Google or Facebook groups or asking questions on Facebook groups about people's experiences, you'll find everything you have. So we're not really trying to get into stuff that, there is a lot of online. We're just trying to talk about our experience here
Mhm.
and the things that we do here. We don't frequent, you know, 10 different types of schools. So we can talk about our experience with our schooling and our kids, but that's basically it.
Yeah, but just, to the takeaway point being that there are a lot of options here.
Yeah.
So, you just have to kind of look into it. And, some people will have a great experience at the same school as somebody that's going to have, not the best experience if it's not a good fit for them. So
Mhm.
it's definitely something you have to look into personally.
Next question is: would you do the drive again? So the drive, we drove from Toronto, Canada, all the way to Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Would you do the drive again?
I'd love to do the drive again without all this stuff. Like, I
Yeah.
think if we were more comfortable in that car, it would be like I enjoyed the trip down here. And I think it would just be even better without all this stuff. And then maybe
We had stuff everywhere in the car. We had a cargo box filled with stuff. The kids had
like we were all like,
stuff on them. We had like in the driver's seat, I had things, Kat had things. So it was very stuffy in the car, but it was also a little bit stressful just driving here with all of our stuff in the car.
Mhm.
Any night we could have gotten broken into and just lost everything.
Yeah.
So that was very stressful. That was always at the top of our mind. We could have gotten pulled over at any point and like searched the car or even at the border, taken everything out
And we're not
searched
saying that
everything.
happens all the time.
Yeah.
We're just saying that it would just take that one time and like
one time and it's all gone.
and it's all gone,
Yeah,
right? Like we
so
had everything. So
thankfully, the drive down, we had zero issues with anything. It was very smooth. We have some videos in regards to that a little bit further back, but the drive down was honestly amazing.
it
Like,
was beautiful.
we like road trips. We like visiting new places that we've never gone to. The places that we visited on the way down are kind of like special to us now because we have those memories there. So it would be really cool to do the drive down, maybe even take another route.
Yeah, take another route or even spend a little bit more. Like now that we've kind of seen some places, to spend more time there or plan like I don't know, like to do more stuff. We were kind of,
we were like,
we were tired.
we were tired. Like, let's get to PV within like a reasonable amount of time. But yeah, like plan it so that we can really spend time exploring.
Or maybe not do the full like back to Toronto, but a road trip around here would be cool. A road trip in the States would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're open to it. It was fun.
Next question is, hi, how do you work from home, guys? We want to move, but our jobs are not from home. Unhappy face. So if you're not working remote, that definitely sucks in general. We used to have to go to the office all the time until COVID. Then we were fully remote. What we do from home now is run our virtual assistant business, Mute Virtual Assistant. So this is going to be a little bit of a plug, but yeah, basically we do virtual assistants and social media management. I'll link down our website below if you guys are interested, or if you guys just want to go check out the content of the website. But yeah, basically just virtual assistants. We have some clients we work with.
Yeah. And if your jobs don't let you work virtually, like our jobs weren't open to letting us work virtually from another country, and that's the case for a lot of people, especially in Canada, you got to find another job. Like if you want that to happen, it is about, try to find a work from anywhere job or, create your own work. Like I'm not sure what line of work you're in, but if it's something that you actually can do online, it's just getting the permissions or something like that. If you can move it into freelancing to work for yourself, and if it's something that's flexible, like make it happen.
And sooner than later, like no matter how much you love your job, if they're just not letting you work from home, and if you do work from home, which is the case for a lot of people, and they're not letting you work from anywhere, take the action now to find something that does. Like working from home remote and working from anywhere will just give you the flexibility on like gaining your life back. Like you're able to travel and work anywhere. Like you can travel anywhere and earn money. Like take care of that right away. I think that we dropped the ball a little bit on that, taking the steps towards, finding something else that would allow us to travel. So we had to kind of come up with our own company. But yeah, just take the steps towards like earning money virtually and being able to earn money anywhere, and then look into like where you're going to go, because the world is now your oyster.
Yeah. And it's not just working anywhere, it's setting your own schedule, like being able to, go to the gym when you want or spend time with your kids during the day, like just having that flexibility of doing the things you want to do when you want to do them. And, if you're somebody that needs to work like 9 to 5 just for schedule purposes, that could be done too. It's really just, it just gives you the flexibility to set your day up the way you want it to be.
Before like planning you leaving and traveling, like set yourself up financially, find that job that will allow you, even if you're earning a little bit less, it's just worth it. It's such a better quality of life to be able to work and travel or settle down in another country. Everything's done virtually now, so I don't really get the businesses that don't allow it. There are tax
I think it's
related,
tax reasons.
Which I understand, but still, like hiring internationally, you're just getting such a better pool of people to work from.
Yeah, but there's more competition on your end, so start.
We're feeling it, more competition for sure. And we're going to finish off on this funny comment. If you moved to meaning Mexico, I'll move to US.
Oh.
Well, sir,
We're here.
we're here and we've moved, obviously. So
Your turn.
you move to the US if that's what you want to do.
And I don't know how that works because it's not even like a trade because we're not from there, but
I don't know. It's just a funny comment.
Good for you.
We're here. We're in Mexico. This isn't like Toronto. We're pretending to be in Mexico. This is really Mexico.
We're in Mexico. Let us know how you moved to the
go at
States.
it, big guy. We'll leave you guys on that. This was the questions that we pulled up. If you have any questions, drop them down below. Don't be shy, or you can reach out to us at Facebook, Instagram, email, however you want to reach out to us. If you have any questions, let us know. If you'd like to hear us do this live so we can answer your questions on the spot, also let us know down in the comments. We appreciate every single one of you. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already and you've made it this far. This is our journey. More Life Diaries. Peace. Bye.